You're watching Two Button Crew.
You're not Daily Nintendo fandom. Go Power Up Dudes or Unite or something. We still haven't heard any feedback on Nintendo Fans Unite or whatever it is. Is it good? Is it not? Apparently it's not good or bad because we have literally zero feedback on that.
Apparently it's not memorable because Simeon can't remember
I can't even remember it. I don't know. I think it's kind of general.
But you know what is memorable? A lot of the news that happened this week in the world of Nintendo.
Big time stuff.
Can't even believe it. Shall we get started?
We shall.
Here's your news for Nintendo this week. Simeon, I don't know if you can get any more excited than this, because I remember one of our first news stories was from some Capcom rep, and he's like, the month of December, mark it on your calendar. You know, mark the entire month.
Yes.
Circle it, Mega Man. And they actually delivered.
Yes, they did.
They had this live stream, and they announced that every Mega Man game, main line and X, is coming to Nintendo Switch.
That's true, because we have both the classic,
the Legacy collections,
both of the Legacy collections, and X1 through X8.
Yeah,
it's crazy, but we don't know how they're coming. If they're coming one by one or
you do have Legacy collection on your 3DS, right?
I do,
because I got that for you for your birthday or something like that.
I think it was Christmas last year.
Okay, I have
it was
abstained from purchasing those collections so far, and I'm happy that I'll get it on the Switch, so that's awesome. Nick Fernandez says yo. And then of course the biggest announcement from Mega Man 11. Yeah, Mega Man 11. You said something about you had questions for me about what was going to happen, or you're going to have to ask me about this. Okay, well, I am curious what you think.
This is what I think. I think that this is the first step necessary to make things right with Nintendo fans.
Okay.
It's good. It's nice. It is literally, though, the least I would have accepted from them.
Wow.
Yeah. It looks nice. There's nothing wrong with what they showed besides the trailer is very generic. Like, the graphics are nice. They're not bad.
They've said hand-drawn, but that's not the feeling I get from looking at this. I've played hand-drawn games that don't look like 3D models, that's for sure.
Right.
So I'm a little confused on what exactly is drawn with their hands. But yeah, I agree with you. It's nice. Or fine, I guess.
Yeah, it looks good. I'm looking forward to playing it. But here's the thing. I think people were really hoping for Mega Man X game.
Yeah.
That really would have blown people out of the water. Literally the only thing that's like super ooh about this trailer is right there at the end where you saw him power up. It's like, oh, okay, what's that? And that he changes form.
And that's nice. Instead of a simple color swap.
Right.
When you use a weapon. Yeah.
But it's... I don't know. To me, it is literally the least they could have showed us.
You have some high expectations and a big grudge and a chip on your shoulder.
I do, because they said something I wouldn't have even said. They said it's been 7 years since the last game, which I disagree. I think Street Fighter Cross Mega Man was a great game.
Okay.
That came out 5 years ago, still 5 years. And then they're saying we get no more information for 6 months.
Wow, I didn't see that.
And okay, so 6 months of nothing except for a little bit of gameplay, which they could have literally slapped together in like a month. Like maybe a month ago this didn't even exist and they threw it together. Like Mega Man's not complicated, people. It's really not complicated, and really what they're showing us, in my opinion, is the least they could do, like, to make me somewhat happy.
Okay. To me, the Mega Man mainline series has a really interesting graphical progression now. Yeah. Especially now that 9 and 10 went back to 8-bit, and then this is way forward in the progression.
It's better than Mighty Number 9, I can say that.
Mega Man is getting almost as hard to keep track of as Final Fantasy, as far as, like, what they're playable on.
Yeah, I know.
What order stuff came out in and everything. I'm looking forward to some Mega Man goodness.
Yes, me too.
Next up, I can't believe my eyes, Bridge Constructor Portal is coming to Switch, and this is a game that was announced out of nowhere. We're getting it next year, but it's actually coming out on many platforms, not just Switch. And
but it is coming out on Switch.
It is, and December 20th is when it's on mobile devices and computers. So we're going to know what this is like real soon. And Valve pretty much let a company use their brand. This isn't a straight-up Valve game, and Bridge Constructor is something that has been on mobile devices for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, they got all the rights. The GLaDOS is in there. The voice of GLaDOS is in there. So, and this should only be a few bucks. They are cheap games, but I think that now I'm paying attention to it, that it has this awesome brand that I love.
Now, do you think this is a sign of things to come, that Switch is going to get Portal games?
It should at least get the first two.
I agree.
It definitely should.
I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
Make it happen.
Wheatley is still my favorite video game character of all time.
Really?
Yes.
Let
there be light. That was God. I was quoting God.
I played through Portal 2 once, and Wheatley left a little bit of an impression on me, but not nearly as much as GLaDOS has. So, but I don't know. Maybe I'll have to play through Portal 2 again. I have it, so
yeah. All right. Now, we try not to talk about things we don't care about too much. Do you care about Bayonetta?
I don't. I've never played a game. I really don't have the desire to. It's not.
So, we'll just touch on this quickly, because I think something as a YouTuber or podcaster you can do to sound intelligent is don't talk about things you don't care about. So, right. Bayonetta 3 got announced, and a lot of people are very happy about it. Also, 1 and 2 are going to be playable on Switch.
3 is exclusive for Switch, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy that they actually stuck with Nintendo through all of it.
It's a big get.
I know a lot of people are probably really salty from this.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, oh, I got Bayonetta 1 and now I have to buy a Nintendo system to buy it.
Oh, yeah. There are both sides. I mean, of course, Switch owners are extremely happy and everybody else is not. But get on the bandwagon, everybody. This thing is happening.
Yes.
All right, this is a leak, a ratings board. You know how the equivalent of ESRB in different countries.
Right, you got PEGI or whatever.
And you have to get your game rated before you can sell it, and sometimes the game ratings board accidentally leaks. So this looks like it could be Scribblenauts Showdown.
This is crazy. That looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I would play something like this, as long as it wasn't like memorized stuff, like the same thing you could do every single time.
Yep.
Because then you would just own me. But like if it's, you have to create, different ways of doing this, I think it'd be a lot of fun.
If you've never played a Scribblenauts game, it was created by an indie developer. Any word that you could type into the game would appear, and they'd have a model for it, and it would be interactive. I was about to say interactable. I'm like,
interactable.
There is a word for that. On the topic of Bridge Constructor Portal, Glenn says, well, of course they outsourced it. Valve doesn't make games anymore.
That's true. I don't remember the last time I heard Valve making games. They need to just make 3.
Yep.
They need to make 3 the game.
3 the game.
And then they're done. No, that's what I'm saying. Combine Portal 3, Half-Life 3, and Team Fortress 3. Just call it 3.
What a weird company.
Yeah. That's still one of my favorite memes is Gaben holding up the number 3, and then the caption that says, "Has science gone too far?"
Speaking of weird companies, Sony's head of corporate says they can't ignore the Switch and its success. So the quote is, "We can't ignore the Nintendo Switch, which has also captured consumers' attention." And then he has kind of a fragmented thought, and I don't know why, but he goes on to say, "Our business model involves selling both the game and the console and software for it. So we're working on getting more customers paying continuously for content, for example, through paid subscription services, because that's exactly what everybody needs, Takeda. Another subscription."
Is he like basically saying we need to nickel and dime people more?
Yeah.
Way to go. Way to go.
Left 4 Dead 3 also.
Did Valve do Left 4 Dead? I didn't know that.
No. I don't think so.
I think that's a different studio. But that also has been stuck on too for the longest time.
All right. And lastly, the Champion's Ballot is here.
Yes.
The second DLC wave for Breath of the Wild, and this was really exciting.
Yeah, I don't own the game, but I was actually asked today about it if I had finally gotten the. Have they just been watching us the whole time? Oh, that's fine. I mean, we've been talking about what's been happening.
Yeah.
We showed a Mega Man trailer, but...
No, the Mega Man story was first. They saw that one.
Oh,
but
okay.
Sorry, guys.
That's fine.
Champion's Ballad. I got on this real quick, and you get this cool weapon, and it makes you one-hit kill people, but
Really?
it also makes you die in one hit, and then you gotta go like invade all these thickly packed camps of enemies and kill them. But your one-hit kill weapon has a little cooldown, so you can use it twice, and then you gotta retreat.
Like run away?
Yeah. So, and then some more stuff opens up, and I don't know how it ends. I only know that after you complete however many challenges there are, you get the Master Cycle 0, which was shown at the end of the Game Awards.
That totally looks awesome.
So you recognize that.
I did. They had concept art, and I remember them talking about Link riding a motorcycle. And this is a long time ago, before they even announced the name for the Switch.
Yeah.
They talked about having they have Xanth's helmet and Midna's helmet.
I know.
This is crazy. All this stuff is crazy. We talked about how they could incorporate a motorcycle, and I never imagined it this way. Mm-hmm. I imagined it in like a futuristic setting, having Link be some cool leather jacket wearing dude. I still think that should happen. Link wielding a lightsaber in the future.
Oh my goodness.
Needs to happen.
Like he's Travis Touchdown.
Yep. No, not like Travis Touchdown, because Travis Touchdown talks. Link should not talk. So apparently Valve and Turtle Rock did Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
So apparently they do just have a really difficult time counting to 3. They need to add that one in there to 3.
But I can hardly express how cool. I mean, we kind of expected DLC to be featured at the Game Awards because Breath of the Wild was featured heavily at the Game Awards, and it last year, and it won Game of the Year this year, and I'm happy for Nintendo, and this made it out on time. And that means like nothing has been delayed this year. We're like surely Mario Odyssey is going to be late,
right?
And then surely Xenoblade Chronicles 2 can't come out this year. The one-hit obliterator. And Nintendo has shipped everything that they said they would. They're really keeping their word, which is awesome. So we've got Wind Waker stuff, Link Between Worlds stuff, Twilight Princess stuff, and Phantom Ganon. That's from Ocarina of Time, right?
I don't know. I'm guessing.
Oh, yeah.
I've never beaten it.
And Royal Guard.
I'm guessing that's also from... Okay. Oh, no.
This might actually be Breath of the Wild.
Okay.
Who knows? You can get stuff for your horsey. So, wow. I'm just impressed. Nintendo pulled it off.
Way to go, Nintendo. You rocked this year. Like, if there's any takeaway from this year, it's that Nintendo completely delivered.
Ooh,
they really did.
Sparkling Cyanide says he's happy about the content, but not happy about the motorcycle because it's not fantasy. Kind of like the Switch shirt, he says. Now, there is technology in Breath of the Wild. You have a tablet on your hip.
That's true. I think, here's the thing, is with the Zelda series, what happens is it seems like the further back in the timeline you get, like all the stuff the ancient stuff, it's ancient technology.
That's true.
It's like the further back you get, the more technologically advanced they are. And so I'm not bothered by it because they've kind of set that expectation in the world.
Yeah.
Like the further ancient it is, the more advanced it is. Yeah. So to me, them having a motorcycle that's ancient is not a surprise to me, and it doesn't take away from the fantasy element necessarily. It's just adding a dash of sci-fi.
Sure. And the developers talked about kind of why they decided to finally let Link have a mode of transportation like this. And they said because the other champions have a divine beast, so Link needs one. So he has a divine horsey cycle.
Something, a little tiny thing for him to shoot laser beams out of.
Well, what do you say we wrap up this news segment with a bow, spank it on the bottom, send it out the door, and then we'll get to my super seductive Pro Controller video.
I'm a little afraid of this, but mostly excited. Let's do this.
All right.
Don't forget to... What am I telling them to do? I'm supposed to tell them to comment because it's the news section. Don't forget to comment below. You guys have been great in the comments today. If you're watching the playback, comment as well. We comment back as much as we can, or at least we like your comment. We see them.
Yes.
So if you have suggestions and whatnot, comment them.
Thank you, guys. We'll be right back with the best thing you've seen all day. Bye-bye.
Signing out.